So we need to perfect the art of being still and waiting on the Lord. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." The thing about being still, the thing about waiting is it requires faith. If you don't have faith, you won't be able to wait on the Lord. You won't believe that he's going to come through at the end. So you won't be able to wait because there's no reward in it for you. Hebrews 11:6 tells us that without faith, it is impossible to please the Lord, because he who comes to him must first believe that he is and that he's a rewarder of those who seek him. You can't go to God without faith because you won't believe that he's going to do what you're asking him for. If you wanted to ask somebody, can you borrow $1 million? You're going to go to somebody that you believe is actually going to let you borrow the money. If you know that somebody is kind of stingy with their money, if you know they don't lend out money to people, you're not going to go to them and ask because you already know that the chances are very low that you're going to get it. So without faith, it's impossible to please God because we can't even approach God. We won't even have the inkling. We won't even have the desire to approach God if we don't have faith and if we don't believe that he is. Because we don't believe in who he is. We don't believe that he's a loving father. We don't believe that he wants to give us the desires of our hearts. We won't believe that every good and perfect gift comes from him. We won't go to him. And if we don't believe him enough to approach him to ask for anything, we're definitely not going to believe that he's a rewarder of those who seek him. We're not going to seek him because we don't believe it's worth our time. See, we've gotten used to getting things when we want it right then. We don't know how to wait on God. We're used to having self-gratification. You know, whatever I want right now, I'm going to have it right now. But God is wise enough not to give us things out of season because he knows that either we'll mess it up or it'll mess us up. You see, self-gratification is our goal, but purification of the heart is God's goal. He cares more about our hearts than he cares about acting as a genie in our lives, just giving us any and everything that we ask for. We have to perfect the art of waiting and trusting God. We have to perfect the art of being still and waiting on the Lord. He's not going to always act on our timeline. Isaiah 55 tells us that his ways are higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. He doesn't think the same way that we think. His plan is perfect. The Bible lets us know in Proverbs that there is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end it leads to destruction. We don't know. We don't know on our own. It is beneficial to us to learn to be still and wait on God.